Todd here. So today I want to talk about a little remote that I just bought to work with my R5. I typically use this wired remote, this Canon wired remote that I've had for years, actually going back 1DX, my 5Ds, even before that. This little wired remote, which works great, but I was shooting an architectural job and the camera was positioned in a spot where I couldn't be near it. I couldn't use the wired thing to trigger it. So I needed a wireless remote and I needed it fast. So I normally only buy Canon products to work with my Canon cameras. I've been a Canon guy since way back in the day when it was just film and there was none of this whole digital thing going on, and had the Canon AE1 and then the F1 and on. I've had every one of their bodies through the years. So I typically stay with all Canon product, Canon lenses, all that good stuff. But I did get this remote, which I was able to get on Amazon, and it is the Aodelan, however you pronounce it. You pronounce it however you want, and I'll put it in the description below, the link to Amazon to get it. It was 32 bucks, cheaper than the Canon one, and you know, I didn't know if it was going to work for sure or not, but I love this little thing, and it worked great for the shoot I was doing. It'll trigger the camera both for firing still images and going for video. It's got a little autofocus button where if you're shooting one shot or whatever, you can just hit the autofocus button and it'll go to the spot you're focusing to. Yeah, so the thing is really good. So let's take a little closer look at it and get into a little more detail about how this thing works and how you set it up onto the camera to get it connect. Bluetooth, super easy. I'll show you all the connection on the back of the camera, how to do it. Was super easy. So anyway, let's get a closer look at the product. Okay, let's get a look at this thing. So we've got the box here, the little remote, comes with a little strap, and your instructions, which we'll go over that. But anyway, you've got, so if you're using a different camera that has the lens built into it, you've got the wide and telephoto adjustments you could do, and then you've got your autofocus adjustment button right there. And then on the side, the most important thing here is we've got, when you're shooting stills, you're up on this first notch. Shooting video, you're down on the bottom notch, and if you want a 2-second delay, you're going on the number 2 right there. So pretty simple. I just keep it on the dot up there when I'm shooting a single image, and then I just bop it down to the video setting right there where it shows a little video camera. And that's about it to this little guy. You can hook this little thing through here, and you've got a little strap on there. You can hook it to something, whatever you want to do with that, but pretty simple. A little red light shows that you're sending the signal. Other than that, pretty simple. It says that this thing can go 15 feet, or 16 feet, I think was what it said. And so we're going to give that a test. We're going to see how far we can get away from the camera with how far it is. I do believe it said, 32.8 feet. The operation distance on this thing is 32.8 feet. So we're going to give that a test and see if that's true, because I believe I can get 60 feet away from the camera in my studio here. So we're going to give that a test and see if we can get that to work. So let's do that now. We'll connect it to the camera. We'll show how to do that, and then we'll do a little distance test. So let's get on that now. Get rid of this. All right. Okay, so let's get this thing paired up to the camera now. So the first thing I do did with this thing is you take your drive setting and put it to timer, so you know you're already set, and you can see your little Bluetooth device on here is active. And then go to your menu button. We're in the still mode, not in video mode yet. And you want to make sure your Bluetooth settings are enabled, so they're on. And then, yeah, you're in your connection area on your menu. And then you connect, you hit the Wi-Fi Bluetooth connection. Boom, tap that. Then you've got these little arrows. Tap over, then you see your remote, Bluetooth remote. You hit that twice. Add a device. Click that. Then you hit OK, and then you press the W and the T on the remote. Hold that down. The light blinks 3 times, and then it blinks 1 more time, and you're paired. That's it. It's all good to go. So back to your menu, and now, and you want to make sure that you're on the 1 dot up on the top to shoot a still image, and it should be ready to fire. And there it goes, firing away. Perfect. Now the next thing you got to do when you switch your modes back over to video and go into the menu again, and you've got to go, now you're in the video mode, you've got to go back to, what is it, you got to make sure your remote, the remote control, it's in the camera mode, number 6, make sure your remote control is enabled. So otherwise, it's not going to work in the video mode. So, and again, you got to switch down to here, to the little camera guy right there, switch on to that, and then you're ready to record, and the light flashes, and you're good to go. So we're all set up now, so we can stop the recording here. I started it, now I'll stop it. Now we can go on to doing the distance to see how far away this thing works with our distance away. I know you can fire it, you know, from any angle of the camera. I've already tested that, but just in close range all the way, kind of in a circle. So now let's do the distance tests and see how it works. See if it does that 32.8 feet away. All right, let's do that now. Okay, so the first test at 30 feet worked perfect. So now we're going to run out and go 38 feet right to the max of this thing and see if that works now as well. So that's 38 feet away. So 38 feet away, it seemed to work. Now we're going to go a little bit further and push it out to about, say, 45 feet. So we're going to just move the camera back so I can get back a little bit further in the studio. Okay, so let's run it out to 40 feet now. Okay, we're at 40 feet. Things are still firing. So we're going to push it back even further now. So I'm going to move the camera back even further, then do another measurement to see how far I'm actually out there. So 53 feet, we're still firing pretty easily in here. I know if I go completely to the wall back there, it's 60 feet from my door to my back wall. So we're going to give that a quick try. I'm just going to move the camera over to the side off the seamless, put it right up against the back wall, check it, and see if it works. Yeah, the full 60 feet away now. Still firing. I'm going to go out the front door now and see if I can get it going further. Skateboard's out of the way. Okay, so I've gone about 70 feet away now out the front door, and the camera's still firing. So that's great. I probably would never be in a situation where I'm 70 feet away from the camera at one point, but maybe, you know, who knows? So the key thing to remember when you're using this thing is that the little buttons right here, you gotta, if you're up on the dot, you're shooting for stills, slide it down to go video. You just have to remember to do that. Sometimes I'm switching back and forth quick and I forget to do that and you're wondering, why isn't it working? But that's it, you just gotta remember to switch that. But this little guy for 32 bucks, very, very happy with, very, very happy. Works great, especially now, you know, if you're gonna do some sort of, if you're doing the YouTube video or whatever, you don't have to get up and move and go, you know, touch the camera and redo it and make sure you're in focus. You've got the autofocus little button right there to double check you're in focus. And it's really good. For 32 bucks, I highly recommend having one in your bag for just whatever kind of situation you've got going on. All right, till next time, I'm out.